Greetings, V1 Sports. I am Khary Mitchell with 1000 Rounds of Golf Academy, and this is your swing study with Michael Block using the pressure mat. First and foremost, congratulations to Michael Block on just bringing the joy back into the game. It's just the people's champ of golfers is what I like to call him. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's break down this diagram of the pressure mat. I have here over to the left your lateral line, which is your white line. That is in the greatest understanding right to left. And the heel to toe line is in the greatest understanding from front to back. I want to do that. That way we won't feel like we have to just get so scientific in the chromatic sequence and range of motion and all these terms that we're just not used to as everyday golfers. So let's cycle through here and let's talk about what happens when and why that line is where it's at and what you should feel when this happens. All right. At this point here, you can see that the heel toe representation is okay. His weight is kind of going to his heel, and then all of a sudden it gets to the point to where he gets up to the top of the swing, and then things are starting to transfer. You can see that the lateral line or the white line is starting to pick up pressure on that side, going from right to left. Then all of a sudden there's a point to where these two lines meet. This is where that equilibrium, so to speak, as to, okay, I am now starting my activity. And in this case, Michael Block, he has a little bit of pressure on his left side at this point, just a tad bit, with representing that number one, and he has the weight of heel, of -4. So at this point, he has a lot of weight on his right heel, and he's starting to pick up a little bit of pressure on his left side. Now all of a sudden, this is where his body starts to take over the swing. Now he is getting more lateral motion from right to left. Watch that elbow start to come down into his rib cage. Look at the pocket holder part of his belt loop start to now rotate. Keyword is rotate. Even though he's moving his weight laterally from right to left, it is being done in a rotation, right? Meaning he is getting his right pocket closer to the ball while he's swinging down. Now, at this point, to where his hands are coming down, the key feel that I like for everybody to realize is that, okay, everything on his right side at this point is now getting ready to hit the ball. You can see his hands are now at the ball, right elbow, right pocket, right knee. He's getting like in an uppercut type feel. This is where you see the body start to slow down so the hands can now speed up, and at the same time, you see that weight go from heel to toe. Now everything here starts to separate. At impact, everything here now starts to separate as the body now picks up speed again, and all that weight now goes into his left heel. And then impact happens. And then why does things continue to separate afterwards? Well, the key feeling here is that he's picking up speed through the ball. This is why Michael Block has been able to be so amazing in his recent run in the past couple of years. He is picking up speed through the ball, which means that club head is now moving faster than everything else on his body, if that makes sense. But now look at where his body is positioned. He has already made impact, but his head is now maintained balance. He is now seeing that ball disappear off the ground, but now his entire right side has now hit the ball. Kind of like a quarterback releasing in a throw. If a quarterback releases off of his back foot, that ball is not going to go too far. But if that quarterback is able to get all that weight to that left heel, watch that right knee, right hand, right hip, right shoulder, all of that is now hitting the ball. This is one reason why you have so much separation in this region here. Now let's get rid of all that. And now everything kind of stables back out. Weight goes back into that left heel, right toe, and then everything balances back out again, right? So hopefully, when you're able to utilize the pressure mat in your local facility, you are now able to understand what happens when and why it happens, right? The weight transfer, the speeding up through the ball, the heel-toe feel. What I recommend is seeing if you can utilize one of my drills on V1 Sports, my range of motion drill, and do this feel up against the wall. This will help you understand what it feels like. And we'll get that there. It's not a perfect line there, but you can watch his hip rotate up on that wall, and that will help you get the understanding to feel that heel toe rotational motion as you're shifting your weight from right to left.